The show starts at a rather gruesome scene as two girls, Lauren and her maid, are on the verge of being assaulted by a group of grotesque bandits, but they are saved by a knight in glistening silver armor, Ark. Sometime prior, a human awakens to find himself in the body of the avatar he uses in a game, a knight with a skeletal body on the inside. Out of curiosity, Ark tries to use the moves of his character and realizes that he is able to use all of them, including various spells, meaning he's super strong. To find food, he slowly teleports towards the closest town. Before reaching the town's adventure guild, he spots an elf which tingles his fantasy world craze. At the guild, he learns that he must hunt beasts, monsters, or bandits in order to get a mercenary license. He quickly heads out on the hunt, and on his way finds the two girls being harassed by the bandits. After slaying the bandits, he heads back to the guild and receives his mercenary license. After spending the night at the inn and eating his fill, Ark heads on a quest to a remote village the next day. The quest entails protecting a young girl, Marka, as she collects medicinal herbs for her single mother to make her happy. While exploring the forest, Ark and Marka come across a little wounded, multi-tailed creature. Ark heals its wounds, and the little one takes a liking to him. Ark takes it along and names her Ponta. Soon, Marka finds the herb she's looking for, but as she's approaching it, Ark spots a monster, giant basilisk. He takes on the multi-limbed beast equipped with poison gas and slays it with a single move, Judgment. Before taking Marka back, he notices a ring around the beast's leg. At the village, Marka is reunited with her worrying mother, and she gifts Ark some herbs as thanks. He heads back to the guild with Ponta to find more quests. An elf, Ariane, in desire of strength over her mistrust for humans, follows Ark, who heads inside a cave. Ark is tailing a gang of bandits, and after handling them, he heads out of the cave, but then he's attacked by Ariane, who thinks that he's the one responsible for kidnapping her kin. Ark proves his innocence thanks to Ponta, but she still keeps her distance. Determined to help the elf, he follows her despite her brushing him off. Elsewhere, in Diento, Tyron, a noble of Roden Kingdom, allied with the second prince, Dakaris is furious over the failed assassination of Lauren. But he wants the products to be delivered so that he can secure his position in the kingdom. Meanwhile, Ark comes across a group trying to kidnap a bunch of elven children. But just when he's about to jump in, Ariane attacks the group. Even though she's much stronger, she gets cornered when the kids are held hostage. So at the last moment, Ark teleports in and saves her, getting rid of the group. Impressed by his magic, she hires him for his services, even though he's a human. The two then teleport together to Diento to meet Ariane's comrade, Donka. Ariane introduces the two to each other, and Donka informs them about the elves trapped in the city. After a meal, the trio decides to sneak into the enemy den during the night, but a strange figure observes them. Soon, night falls and they commence their attack on the enemy stronghold. But after discovering two corpses of the guards, they decide to split up. Ark stumbles upon more corpses, but he's suddenly attacked by a figure that turns out to be a furry-eared ninja. Ponta's presence allows the ninja to trust Ark, who is exuberant at her existence. She hands him some important information and leaves. Soon, the trio reunite and make their way to the basement, saving every imprisoned elf. They also discover that two elves are held at Tyron's palace. After parting with Donka, who takes the rescued elves with him, Ark and Ariane head for the palace. Observing from afar, the ninja hopes to meet the knight again. The supposed sneak attack on the palace turns into a bold frontal assault. The two make their way to Tyron's room and save the two elves in his possession after giving him a good beating. They then teleport to a safe spot after bombs detonate in the castle. Ariane asks Ark if he would accompany her to the elven lands. Seeing how the elf welcomed him, Ark reveals his skeletal appearance to her. He uses the story his game avatar has, that a curse is responsible for his appearance and he's looking for a cure. Ariane accepts the story and the relationship between the two deepens. Meanwhile, in Olav, the capital of Roden Kingdom, the king is having a meeting with Prince Sect Dakaris and Princess Uriarna. The king is concerned over the rumors surrounding the elven slaves. He orders Uriarna to head to Limbold and mend their ties with the elves before the situation gets out of hand. Ariane and Ark soon reach the elven village Lalatoya. and he is allowed to enter after she convinces the elders. He is invited for dinner by the elders Dylan and Gleneel, who also turn out to be Ariane's parents. Ark feasts at their house, and the two even accept his skeletal appearance. The next day, Ariane and Dylan head for the city of Maple to hear the elders debate about the situation. Meanwhile, Gleneel shows Ark around the village. She even goes as far as to have a sword fight with him and showing him how much he lacks. At Maple, the elders suggest that they observe the reaction of the Rodent Kingdom to one of their nobles violating the treaty. By the end of the day, Dylan and Ariane are back. As they're having dinner, Dylan suggests to Ark that he continue to lend his strength to Ariane in exchange for information and access to a lake where his curse can be lifted. That day, while in bed, Ark, out of curiosity, tries to cast an uncurse spell on himself, and to his amazement, he recovers some flesh, but it dissipates momentarily. This gives him a glimmer of hope. The next day, Ariane and Ark head towards the capital, Olav. Around the same time, Princess Uriarna, who's well aware that Dakares is the ringleader of the slave trading, sets off for Limbolds with her maid and guards, but both the groups are attacked. The former is attacked by a group of haunted wolves with the pack leader wearing the same ring as the giant basilisk, but Ark manages to remove the ring and the pack retreats. The latter is attacked by 6 hooded assailants. They indiscriminately slay the princess and her staff, while one of them steals the princess's necklace. Meanwhile, Ponta suddenly notices something and Ark follows her, only to arrive where Uriarna is. Ark casts the revive spell on her and her staff, making the assailants retreat. Uriarna awakens in her blood-stained clothes and is flabbergasted at the fact that she and her staff are alive. They make haste for Limbold despite. Ark and Ariana soon reach Olav, where they meet the furry-eared ninja, the one from Diento. The three meet at an inn, and the girl introduces herself as Chiome, one of the 6 ninjas of the Jinshin clan. She asks for Ark's support to help her rescue her kin from the slave markets in the city in exchange for useful information. At first, Ark refuses because he's already hired by the elves. But Ariane, who thinks that Chiome is the same as her, tells Ark that it's fine, and the three decide to attack the Etzat market. At the castle, Dakares is furious that the haunted wolves were freed. His assistant, Centrion, advises him to head to his safe house in case the princess is alive, though Centrion holds Uriarna's necklace as Dakares leaves. Elsewhere, in the darkness of night, the trio of a knight, an elf, and a ninja reach the market. As planned, Ark, together with Chiome's companion Goemon, attack the rear gate and distract the enemy. Seeing the two succeed, Ariane and Chiome manage to sneak into the market. The two feisty girls, after reuniting with Ark, manage to rescue all the imprisoned beastmen, but stumble upon a heap of rotting corpses of beastmen who died in prison. Though devastated, Ark teleports the rescued slaves and the corpses outside where they set ablaze the bodies of the dead. Chiome gives Ark and Ariane the information that sets them on their next journey to the Holy Revlon Empire. Meanwhile, Dakares is assassinated by Centrion, as he was in cahoots with Prince Sect, who was under the impression that Uriarna is dead, and his path to the throne is secured. Elsewhere, the imperial capital of the empire, Emperor Domitianus is both displeased and pleased at the demise of Dakares and Uriarna. He speculates that Sect is the one responsible and asks for Fumba's progress in bringing ruin to Olav, and it is apparently progressing swiftly. We cut to a desert where a worm-like monster with a ring attached to it is attacking monsters as a man observes from afar. On their journey to the Empire, Ark and Ariane reach a desert, but their advance is halted by a flock of wyvern. Ark casts a large-scale lightning magic to disperse the wyvern, but a figure still observes them. By dusk, the group reaches a town and discuss how they need to be careful since elf slavery is allowed in the Empire. They are then approached by the person who was spying on them, an elven monster researcher, Karsi, who gets along with the people of the town too well, surprising Ariane. He asks for their help in capturing a worm-like monster for his biological study in exchange for the map of the Empire and his book on monsters. The two accept the terms and after a noisy night head to the desert at dawn. Ariane frets over the fact that Karsi's human friend is also tagging along. Just as they are heading to the location, the human is attacked by the worm and she rushes to help him. But Ark intervenes and saves the two, smacking the 30-meter behemoth on the ground. Ark and Ariane then continue their journey after bidding farewell to Karsi and discuss the possibility of coexisting between humans and elves. Elsewhere, Fumba is feeding humans to a beast he has kept in a pit. The duo soon arrives at a border town in the Revlon Empire, where they split up to find information. And after Ariane gets intel about a mysterious fortress on the outskirts of the town, the two immediately teleport there. Once inside the forest, Ariane locates a hidden stairway, and as they head down, the smell of beasts is obvious. They are intercepted by Fumba himself when they reach the underground cavern. Fumba orders Ariane to attack Ark, which she does, confusing Ark as to why she's listening to Fumba. When a barrage of uncurse is ineffective, he figures out that an imp hidden in her hood is responsible for hypnotizing her. Ponta takes care of it, but Ariane loses consciousness. Ark notices several rings around Fumba's waist and realizes that he's the one responsible for controlling all those beasts. He starts slaying all of Fumba's beasts with the help of Chiome, who just happened to arrive. Cornered, Fumba calls for his most ferocious beast, a hydra. Ark immediately teleports his gang outside and they are flabbergasted as they lay their eyes upon the five-headed legendary beast. The dragon notices them and fires a humongous water attack, but they manage to evade it unbeknownst to Fumba. Ariane wakes up and shows her resolve to exact revenge. Ark lets the girl handle Fumba and heads for the Hydra, who is on its way towards the town. Ark hammers the beast with multiple spells and even uses judgment on it, but the beast recovers thanks to its regenerative ability. Ark then summons the fire beast of hell Ifrit to fight Hydra, and it manages to burn the dragon to a crisp. Meanwhile, the girls manage to ruin Fumba's ability to control more beasts, and Ariane sets him ablaze. They regroup and receive a message from Danka, who informs them that the Rodern Kingdom has taken responsibility for the elven enslavement and will deal with those responsible. This was all thanks to Princess Uriarna meeting with the Elf Elder. With things settled, Ariane, Chiome, and Ark head back to La Latoya, and Ariane promises to take him to the hot springs to dispel his curse. The end.